Alright, I think we're live. Dum, dum, dum. Put that chat. Miles, John, Bodger, Birds, Jim. I just need to drop my pinstripe, which is actually just a, what do you call it, a nightgown sort of thing. But it's nice thick flannelette, so it keeps me warm. Better get my lights on. I was sitting out in, it's always over there now. I was sitting out in the cat house with Alita, just enjoying it. It's not fully complete, but it is certainly getting there. Like, it's at the point now where, it does keep warmth. We have a heater in there. The wildlings are using it. Just get myself some water. That's better. What are we doing? Let's see. We're building USBC meters. I'm going to get some more in stock. Hey Jerry, how's it going there? You streaming tonight, Jerry? I know you've got a schedule and I don't remember it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Why does my room seem to have one more light to turn on? There we go. I always have a problem. My room doesn't feel like it's illuminated enough. It's quite bright, but it just always feels like I need more. Not sure why I'm wiping the bench down, but I guess I am. So with the cat house now, I basically have to... I could sort of stop worrying about the exterior a bit for the moment. Although I do have to put some nogs up between the rafters to stop the cold air coming in through the roof. But the nogs are just going to be some 6x2 that I cut to length for each. There's only going to be like 8 or 10 of those to do. It'll be fine. And then I can start working on like their special little bed tray and stuff like that on the inside. Okay, let's get to... So you guys are ring lights. We're not going to be using you. There might be some crossover, but that's about it. Oh, that's right, we get to try out the new stencil tonight. Yep, Jim, that's right. To clear out all the mods. Oh wow, they polished that with a abrasive little thingamajig. Stack of boards. What was the modification I made on this? I can't remember now. Or did I just get more printed? You gotta love when you can't even remember why you got a new batch done. I mean, I knew I needed more, but I was kind of wondering whether I made any modifications or not. Oh well, doesn't matter. The only trouble I have is due to the way that I've designed the board, I actually can't fully assemble these without breaking them apart. So like I can stencil it up, but then I have to... What the hell? This is this backwards or what? This feels... It's upside down. What's going on? This way? Ah, yeah, right, okay. Anyway, the problem is that in the middle here I've got two USB-C connectors facing each other, so I have to... If I say stencil all that, I will then have to snap. So I might try to do that, see if I can do it without getting too much solder paste on myself. Blind budget, yeah, mostly now it's that dressing up phase, you know, making it look pretty, doing the pretty stuff. So I'm going to go back to doing the functional things. Yeah, I should be able to break this apart without, because I can just like grip it here and snap it. That'll be fine. Okay. That means we have to set up ourselves a new screen print board. Find myself a suitable piece of wood. You're a bit too floppy. I suppose we can actually use the old one. Hey, one Yumi. So this is the same kind of stencil. It's the old one though. They did both sides, but this was before they gave me the option to be able to set my sides of the stencil. So as you can see, I've kind of cut it down to a 6 by 6 inch, which means now I've got a nice bunch of sheet metal there to mess around with. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do this. I don't have any super glue at the moment either. So stand by as we decide what we're going to do. Can't you go with mouse bites? Should be easy to break. Mouse bites? Not heard that term before. What are mouse bites? Oh, I know what you're saying. I know what you're referring to. Snap off kind of reliefs. Well, I actually do kind of have that, but the V-score is fine. I mean, you still end up having to apply the same sort of force anyway, whether it be V-score or mouse bites. Mouse bites, as you call them, are for situations where you don't have a V-score at times, for whatever reason. Whereas, yeah, these are V-scored, and they're well V-scored. Unlike some of these are like, there's probably 15%, 20% of the cut left, material left, and they're very easy to snap, these ones. Unlike some of the crap I used to have to deal with. Okay, looks like I'll have to bottom bias this. Yep, okay, that looks good. The only trouble is I've kind of got the tape a little bit close to where I'm going to be applying paste, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Not like I'm a professional or anything, so yeah. I added oh, I was going to say, where's my solder paste? There it is. Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Just I wasn't sure what the term you used wasn't something I was aware of. Is that the official term, or just something that more of like a popular terminology? There is a fair bit of wastage when I do this, but what am I going to do? Not. Ah, shit. Yeah, okay, that went too far there. Ah. I'm trying to pick up the squeegee. Yeah, bad idea. I might have to redo this one. Yeah, we'll live with that. It's cool. And this all just gets wasted. It seems really bad to waste all that paste, but really I just can't realistically use it again. I mean, I could put it into a pot and use it for reballing projects, but again, there's probably not much point of that either. It's a fair bit of paste, I got to admit. Oops, getting a little bit of cleaning alcohol splattered onto the boards. Might be an idea for me to actually move these somewhere safe. Stick them on top of the hot plate. I'm definitely very happy with the fact that you can now get these stencils done so cheap. It was like $7 or something like that for a stencil. Just, it makes sense to get them. Alright, put that away for another day. And I'll put that big stencil away for, I don't know what. It is nice having a supply of that metal though, that sheet metal. It's very handy. Alright, so we should be able to just snap this as long as I keep my wits about me. There we go. But, like cracking a salada in half. If you don't know what a salada is, not sure what to say. Staging plate. Saladas are a bit like premiums, or I don't know. It's a savoury, dry cracker that is sort of perforated into 4 smaller pieces that you can snap into half or quarter, depending on what you're doing. It's sort of like a staple item for Australia. They taste excellent when you load them up with Vegemite and butter. Tastes like Sayos are a little more doughy, floury in my opinion. I kind of prefer Saladas over Sayos. If you're wondering why I didn't get the plates made in this kind of combination, it's because for doing the paneling, they need it to be at least 4 by 4 inches, and unfortunately this way doesn't make 4 by 4, so I had to go the other way. I suppose I could have actually done it like this, doubled up, so an actual 8 panel. Maybe I'll do that next time, and then I could just split the panels in half. Alright, let's see if I can remember what I'm doing. Oh great, I've got one CH340. Brilliant, brilliant. Come on, where are yous? Come on then. How many INAs have I got? Just enough. I'm still waiting for my next batch of CH340s. Fortunately, I have sufficient here. God damn, Paul, you're trying to ruin your stencil there. Right. I think I'll put about 20 or 33 each for 340s in there now. That should suffice for a little while. Probably find we don't have enough AT Tinies next, but oh well, we'll see how we go. Okay, onto the staging plate and try to remember our orientations. Oh. Sounds like someone's on the roof. Ah, I had that flipped the right way too. There we go. No, you're on the silicon. I can never get you off now. Okay, our shunt. Oh. Shunt current sense, whatever you want to call it. We use a 25 milliohm. we could use a lower, we can go down as far as 5 and still have pretty reasonable, well, yeah, fairly reasonable precision, but I'm happy at the moment with 25. If I do change, then it just means I have to change the programming a bit. Because the current sensor itself, like the chip, it doesn't know directly what you're measuring. It just simply reads the voltage across the shunt and reports that. It does know the voltage that you're working at, but yeah, the current itself, it's up to you to choose your shunt resistor and multiply accordingly. Ah, damn it. Down to the last 2 of the 212s. Fortunately, I have plenty more. It just means I have to get them out of the package. Alright, better get some more. Where are you guys? These sticks are easiest. Hey there, Pro. Alright, that was 50. Your meter is online 21 days strong. What meter is that, Pro? Tweezers pull, it'd be easier. 4K should be 2048, 2048. I think it should actually be 4096 by 4096. 4096 by 2048 would be a good start. 2-to-1 ratio. I do need to get myself a new screen. I'm kind of thinking 32 inch 4K, and then I'll have, so right now I've got three 22 inch displays, so obviously that's equivalent to a 44 inch single display, roughly. So I could get a 40 and it'd be a bit smaller, but I'm thinking 32 divided into 4 quadrants, and then have 1 or maybe 2 of these 22 inches off the side. Basically, I need to have a separate display to view the output of the OBS. What have we got here? Let's see. I just realised I've actually got these boards orientated upside down compared to what I normally would have. That's okay. Makes the brain slightly more flexible. Or forces you to make your brain flexible. Why not a 75? Well, why not? That's a good idea. Three separates are better in my opinion. The problem is many times these are just HD ones, and they're not very good quality ones. I do not have a very good viewing angle on them, so very quickly I lose contrast. And so it makes it difficult for me to ascertain whether I have got a encoding issue. I just need to switch this off. It makes it difficult for me to ascertain if I've got an encoding issue or what with the capture, or what my lighting situation is. So I kind of just want to get one display for the aggregate of what I'm doing in the computer, and then one display to show me the output. I've got 3 ports on this NVIDIA T400 card, so I know one port can do the 4K, and then I'll just use the other one for HD. My workstation machine uses what they call 2K, 25, 60, 40 and 40. I think that's it. Anyway, they're Dell 27-inch units, ultra brights, ultra sharps rather, and I'm very happy with them. But for this workstation situation here, yeah, I really do want a single aggregate monitor, because having the 3 of them set up it's getting in the way of, like, I can't have it directly in front of me, or it's just not working out. I need to work out my whole keyboard situation as well. I know it's getting in my way because I am reluctant to do data entry while I am doing repairs, which means I have a bad habit of not updating job details. So, like, I replaced R4610 or whatever. I have a habit of not updating job details until after I've done the job, and that's bad. Whereas if I was feeling comfortable with my configuration, then I'd just be like, oh yeah, I just did that. That's how you know when you need to change things around a little bit because you're sort of avoiding doing something. These are just the little 10 ohm resistors that are used to feed the signal to the current sensor. It's a bit like when you do MacBook repairs and you're looking at your ISL 629, 69, whatever, and they've got like 1 ohm or 3 ohm or something like that feeding into it. It's the same thing. Did I change the LED size on this one, or have I kept that? I do know that I've bought bigger LEDs though, so since switching to Linux as my main PC, I find its multi-monitor support very buggy and fractional scaling sucks. Really? Okay. Is that more a function of the distro? I should say the window manager or the desktop manager? Crap, I've forgotten which way my damn LEDs illuminate again. What? What's going on here? Ah, that's more like it. Double dot positive. I mean, for sure, there's plenty of buggy stuff in Linux, but I actually thought they had that sort of thing pretty well sorted out. Unless you're running something like Wayland or whatever, and maybe it's not working so well there. I don't know. It's extra complicated too because you've got window managers and then you've got desktop managers. And then you've got integrated, 2-in-1 kind of thing. Well, hopefully you can sort it out. For me, back in the day, as it were, using Matrox cards was the best thing. I think it was like the Matrox G400. It's probably one of the best cards I ever bought for the time and the value of what I was getting. Let's see. Okay, we're basically just got to put ports on now. I'm not really a fan of the heavy window display managers, desktop managers is what I meant, yeah. Like KDE or GNOME. I mean, they have their place, but it's really not for me. My favorite was always a very minimalistic one. I think it was just called Black Box or something. What was it? Yeah. What card do I have now? For both my main machines, I'm running the NVIDIA T400. So it's nothing exotic, but the nice thing about the T400 is that it does have enough processing power that it will assist with video encoding. And it was cheap, I think it was like $200 when I bought them. Alright, these are ready for the reflow. Not for the oven though. I really do need to get the oven set up. It's much better for this work. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit both at once, unfortunately. Would have been nice. I still haven't bought the bigger one. That's, $150 worth of expense that I really have to save for later. It's probably a good idea to stay with the defaults for now, Pro, yeah. You can always tweak things as you get used to them. Okay, we're setting to 220 tonight. Yeah, you'll be running GNOME if the default. Yeah, I run Mate, M-A-T-E. It's a bit more minimalistic. At least I think I am. Control center. Yeah, I'm running Mate or Mate, or I don't know how they like to pronounce it. Miles, I'm not going to go shilling for that. Not for that sort of price. Maybe if there was like a 6-figure involvement, but not for 1 or 2 units. No thanks. Can't afford to sell out my credibility so cheaply. Yeah, Jim, they weren't really much for gaming. But I don't really do any game. I've got a gaming machine for gaming, and in that I've got the GTX 1660. And it actually does a surprisingly good job, the 1660. I did have a 1650 in there, and it was okay, but I did start to feel it was dragging everything down, and then I jumped up to the 1660, and it was not quite twice the performance, but it was getting there. We're at 150, so we're still a little way. Here we go, it's starting to fume off now, smoke off. $180. So things might start at 186. Things are going to start reflowing sooner or later. There we go. Naturally, it starts in the middle where it's the hottest. These ones are taking a while. There we go, finally. Recently saw someone made a video about Matrox C680 card with 6 display outputs. I haven't seen that one. The card or the video. What games do I play? Currently just 7 Days to Die. That's about it. I don't really tend to jump around much with games. I was reluctant to get started with 7 Days to Die because it's a medium learning curve. But now that I know it, the only trouble is what I'm running into now is it's getting a little bit boring. Which is kind of funny. They're finally getting to the release phase, version 1 so to speak. And I think pretty much everybody's bored of the game now. Which is probably a good plan. They're like, we're releasing and everyone's like, we're bored. And it's like, the developers are like, phew, thank goodness we don't have to perfect it. Alright, I can see there's some double ups on there, some bridging and all that, so we will have a bit of rework to play with. Go. Next pair. And the trouble is now, 7 Days to Die, is that I can peak out very quickly. I can get get the level 6 gear and do tier 6 jobs and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't take that much anymore, and there's no fear factor anymore. Like now, you just first night and you're already walking around in the night time beating up the zombies. Whereas when you first start playing 7 Days to Die, you cower. You're like, I'm not going out there, man. There's a zombie. Now you're just sort of like, bring it. Even if you're at the same level and you've got the same hit points and everything, but because you know it well enough, it doesn't phase you. Because you know, you go out there, you start killing them, you're going to level up much quicker. Is that all done? We've got one itty bitty little cap that. There we go. Oh, we've got this one up here. before that, I was a big Diablo 2 fan. I do want to get around to trying the refresh of it, where they've upped the resolution and everything like that, but kept the game. The trouble is that it's now at the point where I've played Diablo 2 so many times that it's kind of like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going through the motions at higher resolution. I really hope I got those LEDs the right way around. It's going to be a pain if I didn't. I have to rework them. Obviously, these are all up for sale on the website, as well as the ring lights. So you just go to the shop, they're there, ready to go. And free international shipping, or free shipping, no matter the quantities. Is it going to be cool enough yet? Yeah. These ones might be a little bit warm still. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see how much rework we're going to do. Well, it certainly came out very pretty. Okay, we've got a couple of bridges. That's hilarious. That's very hilarious that the resistor went off to merge with the LED, so yeah, that's got to be shifted across. We've got a little bridge on the sensor, so we've got 3 bridges and a LED shift. Oh, what about down here? No, make that 5 bridges. Right. Another bridge there. No bridge there. No bridge there, so that's good. Alright, we'll work on these ones. Oh, I just realised my damn HDR's off again. Come on. Wake up. These are all getting ultrasonic cleaned anyway. Right, those bridges are cleared. Very easy to clear the bridges when you've got the right sort of temperature soldering on. Ah. Itchy nose. Alright, now we've got to move this LED, well, the resistor rather. Kind of curious how that happened. I didn't beat up too many post people. Just a couple. Special deal stuff. Like, it's a nice pair of knees you've got there, buddy. Be a real shame if something happened to them. Friendly stuff. The important thing is that it makes it cheaper for people. And because I'm thinking of the people, that means therefore all other transgressions can be forgiven. I mean, that's the way it works, right? Like Robin Hood. Or robbing the hood, I don't know, which one? Robbing the hood might not be a good idea. Yeah, I've actually never watched Sopranos. I do want to one day get around to watching it. I see endless references to it, of course. I just want to see if the LEDs light up. Yep, okay. Glad to see that I actually got the orientation right for the LEDs. Spinning up the Ubuntu Mate. Okay. See how it goes. You might not like it. There might be limitations. That's the trouble with a lot of the stuff, is that it's a real case of pick your poison, because you fix one thing and then you find, oh, but it's got this thing that I don't like. And I'm sorry to say, but that's basically going to be the universal experience you're going to get with Linux as a general rule. But to be fair, I find that with Windows anyway. At least with Linux, I get to choose which bits that I don't want, or which bits I get to live with, so to speak. Oh, why that bridge isn't clearing. Oh, good old Slackware. Yeah, I started with Slackware. I held on to it till about 2006, from about 95, 96. And then I changed over to Ubuntu. That was around the time that Knoppix came out with its live CD, and pretty much revolutionized the way we did a lot of things on Linux. Alright, this is the other board. All good. Once again, another bridge there. No bridge there. So it's just the one bridge on this one. Again, yeah, it's in that same spot. Well, you're not wrong there, Miles. I do agree with you on that. And you'll often hear that I whine and complain about how Linux is quite a bit like that. Well, to me, it's just open source in general. It's because it is open source and everyone's free to do what they want. Then that's exactly what they do. They do what they want and nothing much else. And you're kind of like, well, you've produced some almighty fine fried chicken here. But you're going to do anything about the lack of I don't know, think of something. I'm trying to solder. But yeah, it's because it's not a commercial production, then you can get away with so many things that you normally wouldn't be able to get away with in commercial software. And a lot of the open source programmers love that. They're like, yay, I don't have to do that crap that I don't like doing. And meanwhile, the product's screaming out like, help me, you bastard, I'm almost there and you're just not giving me that last bit of polish. And now everybody's neglecting me because I suck. And then, of course, if it's a GPL developer, they'll be like, why isn't everybody using my stuff? Why am I not rich? It's a brilliant program. Hey, Bodger talks. Okay, time for snapping down. There we go. Schmeezy peasy easy. Alright. Get ourselves a test display. I'm not affixing the displays right now because obviously I still have to ultrasonic clean the boards. But the test display does let me check. Oh, huh. Just realised I got to program them. Wow. Somebody's asleep on the job. There we go. Get our little programmer. Okie doke. Make sure I get the pins right because I like to play fast and loose and I haven't mechanically keyed anything. Okay, it's one. But hey, if the LED comes up, then it's all good. Yeah, Jim, I agree with you on that. That is a very bad habit they have. I mean, I gotta admit, I do occasionally drop out some things on, say, Flexboard View, but it's usually because it has been suitably replaced or it just doesn't fit anymore with what it was supposed to. Yeah, it's vestigial rather than useful but old. Okay. Alright, that works. I think where I really snapped when it came to Chrome, not Chrome, what do you call it? GNOME. Back when instant messaging apps were the big thing, there was an instant messaging app that Linux had, and it was working perfectly fine. And then one day, they stopped you being able to resize the app window. What the hell? This is upside down. What's going on? This is a different... That's weird. Has this been installed upside down or what? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, notice the difference? That there, the lock bar's underside. This here, the lock bar's top side. Now most of them should be underside lock bars. I have a feeling this won't work. Well, we'll see. Yeah, as I said, I have a feeling that won't work. That's, in my opinion, actually installed upside down at the factory. What a pain in the backside. Whereas again, this is bottom side. Somehow it doesn't work on my not updated 10.19. No idea. Does it? Yeah, that's weird. Have you tried the free version to see if that works? That's always a good test. Try the free version. If it works, then at least that's a start. Okay, so those three are good. This one here, I might be able to unclip this lock bar and flip it over. Or maybe not. Sorry, it's out of my field of vision almost too. So it should actually be this way up. That is not going that way. Geez, I hope they haven't given me a bunch of duds. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see, where are they? Where did that bag of connectors go? Here we go. So like bottom, top, oh no, upside down. Bottom. Did I solder that upside down? No, I can't have. The pins would never have connected. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to hot air this one off. That's annoying. That's not the sort of thing you'd expect to encounter, to be honest. I mean, this sort of thing does exist. Like, you do have top side versus bottom side contacts with these FPC tabs. But it's just kind of weird that the... definitely, yeah, I'm going to replace it anyway before I cause more damage. Oh yeah, I remember the Asus cap backward thing. I don't know how that got through QR without things popping and exploding. It's quite impressive, actually. Hey, test the sample? Yeah. Or just install the cable upside down. I mean, install the display upside down. You don't need to see it. I'm hoping my compass meters will arrive, compass sensor things will arrive this week. Probably not, but it'd be nice to get in and have some fun again with that. No, there we go. Perfect. I mean, the one I've got running right now works perfectly well, but yeah, it's always nice when you've got a properly finished product the way you want it to be. APR. Perfect. Let this cool off for a little bit. I mean, you can also get those FBC connectors, and they will do both sides. So you can have top only, bottom only, or ambidextrous, omnidirectional, whichever you prefer. But obviously with this case, like you can see the FPC cable on this has only got active contacts on that side, nothing on that, because you've got the strengthening plate on the back, which is pretty common. Alright, that should be cool enough now. Yeah, it's just really weird to get one flipped over like that. Ow. Got my glove. Man, that works fine. Alrighty. Okay, well, basically from here, they need to be ultrasonic, and I'm not going to be doing that tonight. So pretty much this is the end of the stream. Nice, short, simple stream, making for, and this is sort of like what I'm aiming to try and be doing is each day do up, say, 4 units like this of either the USB-C meters or the ring lights, either or. And at least that way it's not too demanding, and I shouldn't get too bored of it too quickly, so I won't have to go looking for a manufacturer to start manufacturing these for me, because it's nice to be able to keep it here and do it myself so that I can actually do quality control, because as you can see, you know, it could have easily been a case of they installed 100 of these upside down ones, and I'd be looking at having to manually rework 100 boards. It's a bit of a pain. So yeah, keeping it handmade production, which I know really isn't actually technically as good quality as, you know, high speed pick and place, computerized vision, all that sort of stuff. That is definitely better in terms of quality of the reflow and everything like that. But in terms of QC of the whole product, then doing it by hand tends to work out better. Alright then, well, that's all for tonight, so I'm gonna get the hell out of here. G'day Graham, too bad, too late. I didn't catch your stream last night, sorry, I fell asleep. My bed was full of cats, and I just zonked out because they were being whiny little SOBs, and yeah, I just had to pass it. It was because it was cold last night. I mean, I say cold, we're talking like 5 degrees centigrade, so that's cold here. So yeah, I missed the stream, I'm sorry about that. Alright, I'm out of here, and like I said, if any of you want to buy meters, let me know. There are bulk discounts as well. You know, you buy 5 or more, things like that. So if you do want to, say, order a bunch for the UK or something like that, not pointing fingers at anybody, then send me an email. We can work something else. I can if say you need, there was comments once before, 50 ring lights, that's fine, I can do that too. It might just take a week for me to actually make them. But other than that, it's not a problem. It's boutique. Oh, very good. Yes. Boutique, what's the other term they use? Cottage boutique. Yeah, that's it. Cottage boutique production. So I'm out of here. Thank you very watching. Thank you very watching. Thank you for watching. Clearly it's late and it's Sunday. I'm tired. I'm going to go and do something entertaining for myself. Until then, you take care.